Everyone, I cannot explain to you how exciting of a day this is. I get to leave this office right now and head to our good friend Steve's house. I've been waiting for this day for so long, I can't even explain to you. Steve was in the hospital in the ICU for 4 long months with long COVID. He was on a ventilator for so long, he was prone for so long. Because of that, there's a whole lot of full body effects that have occurred. But right now, I'm excited to update you with where he is as he's left the hospital. Number one thing, he's still on some oxygen, but his speech is improving. He's obviously off of the ventilator at this point. The trach has been taken out. He can sit up on the edge of a bed for an hour. He can walk 44 feet with a walker. He can even stand up now with a walker assistance as of a few days ago. Our goals today are very simple. We're going to go in there and we're going to just start with simple baseline movements and range of motion. And we're going to see where he's at. Being prone that long has a lot of effects on the shoulder, a lot on the neck, a lot on the full body, obviously. So our goals are to see where's his neck range of motion at today? Where's his shoulders? How are the hips doing? And can we start on some exercises that are going to really help reintroduce that movement, rebuild the coordination and the strength, and hopefully get back to things that we need to do. We need him to be able to stand up without a walker. We need him to be able to walk again without a walker. So to get him back to church and to everything that he loves to do with his wonderful family, we've got to get started and meet him where he's at. And I can't wait. So let's go. We're here for rebuilding Steve, the other side of long COVID. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
129 days of hell in the hospital, but we're home with beautiful wife, amazing kids, and it's time to just get to work. We got a lot to fix. We got a lot of things to assess today. This is officially day one of getting rehabbing and getting back to all the things that we want to do. So what we are going to start out with, though, is we're going to start out right away with just the ranges of motion that we really want to check for today, okay? The big ones are going to be the neck movements. So we're going to go down, up, left, and right. We're also going to check shoulder, how much you can raise that, because being face down prone for so long in the hospital, a lot of range of motion loss, very consistent with frozen shoulder on both sides. So we've got to get in there, loosen that capsule up, and start getting the strength back. The other thing that we're going to be going over today is we're also going to do some more sit to stand. You got started on that a couple days ago, and it's going really, really well so far.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to jump right into it. You ready?
Very good.
All right, so first thing I want you to do, just go chin to chest for me. Come on down. Normal range, we want him to get his chin all the way to his chest, and he's really close. Still 2-3 fingers away. Come on up. Now, after doing that, what do you end up feeling?
Well, I still have a hole from the trach.
Yep.
So it just,
Trach discomfort?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Now I want you to do the opposite. Chin all the way to the ceiling. All the way up. Good job. Come back forward. What do you feel when you go all the way up?
Just pulling, my back actually popped a little bit there.
Yep. So now I'm going to have you turn towards me. Turn neck towards me. Best you can. Keep coming. Right here would be full range. Good job. Come back. What do you feel when you do that?
Tightness.
Okay. And then let's do the other side. Good job. Come back to the middle. Now what I want you to do, we're going to test right shoulder and left shoulder, okay? The first thing I want you to do is just try to keep your thumb up and raise that arm straight up in the air as high as you can go. And at about 90 degrees is when you notice that range stops. Come on back down. Let's do the other side. Good job. And come on down. And what do you feel when you do that? Yeah. So you feel shoulder pain pretty consistent on both sides with that. Yeah. So now I want you to do the same thing, just going up to the side though, but keep the elbow bent. So just raise this up to the sky for me, like this. Go as high as you feel like you can go. Yep, and that's about it. And let's do the other side. Same thing, raise that up. Nice, come on down. Same discomfort or similar?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah, okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and transition on our back, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started loosening up the shoulder range. You ready?
Sure.
Come on down. So first, we need pillow, so you're comfy. Raise your head up for me, please, sir. I
I want you to feel like you can breathe the best possible. So let's make sure, one of the most important things for us obviously is we're going to keep monitoring pulse ox, make sure you feel like you're getting oxygen. And as we start exerting more and doing more things, it'll be a little harder to recover. But that's normal. But that's what we're looking for, is to slowly start building that up over time.
Right.
So how's it going laying on your back right now?
It's okay. I feel a little tenseness
Yep.
in my chest, neck.
So with that tenseness, and something that we're extremely familiar with in these cases, is that it gets way harder to breathe because it was for so long, and then with the scarring and such in the lung. The key thing that we want to focus on, especially when we change positions, is getting that good diaphragm activation again. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to start there, trying to get that feeling to feel back under control. Now what I will be doing is I will be going to a point that just helps us activate this a little bit sooner, makes it a little bit easier for you. So I'm going to be in this intercostal space here, and I want you to just practice having your breath start really low right where my hand is. So you're going to breathe in as a breathing, and breathe out. And what I want you to really focus on right now is not the most forced breath of all time, like not max effort, but just trying to breathe where my hand is. Does that make sense? Just enough to push into me.
Gotcha.
Almost where you're just trying to do it silent to yourself even. Does that make sense? Nice. Well done. And I want you to just think really low to the side here this time. Breathe right into me. Our amazing director is Ashley.
Hello.
Hey, what appointment do we have tomorrow?
Wound care. Steve has a stage 4 sacral wound
Yep.
that he's had for, over 3 months now at this
Keep that
point.
coming.
It's finally starting to heal, so we have
Yeah.
a wound care appointment tomorrow to see how it's going.
Awesome. Breathe in again.
I don't know if it's also important to share that at rest, Steve is on 3 liters of oxygen, and during exercise, he's at 4 liters of oxygen.
Yeah, and he's doing great. Levels are staying high, over 96 right now. Can you tell you're getting better at that in the last couple of minutes?
Breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most important thing I want is that low breath where you just feel that pressure pushing out to the side. And really right inside this bone here is where, if we can feel that pressure filling, that just confirms for us we're getting exactly what we want. But I want it to feel exactly what you're doing, almost like that silent breathing where you're trying to breathe where you don't really want people to hear it, but it's still through the nose, and it feels very wave-like in going from really low, then up into the ribs. Nice, that's awesome. That was perfect. Nice. So here's what I'm gonna have you do. I want you to keep practicing that while we're doing the other shoulder things, okay? So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna now just take your arm for you and raise it. And I want you to tell me the first sign of tension, tightness, or pain that you feel in the shoulder, okay? So as I raise you up, you tell me when you feel that start to stop.
I have a feeling.
Yep. So just about 90 degrees. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start mobilizing this right away. You're not gonna change a thing really. You're gonna just keep the breathing going, but I'm gonna be working on the shoulder capsule itself. Now I want this to feel uncomfortable, but I don't want it to be painful where you wanna slap me. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I feel like that's the right scale, right? If I get slapped, this did not go well.
And just edit that part out.
Yeah, no, we would not edit that part out. I can already tell that's gonna be a trend of this whole series, is gonna be, we'll edit that out,
many
and we're
times?
definitely not editing it out.
How
It's
many
definitely
times
gonna
did
stay
Steve
in there.
slap Jason?
Good. Good, I'm gonna start gliding this way. This is gonna be a little more uncomfortable. How are you doing with this so far?
It's fine. It does make it harder to breathe.
It does.
Yeah.
So here's what I want you to do. Keep that going just like you're doing. And I want you to be focusing really low on the breathing, but I'm just gonna hold here, okay? Same thing. I think the big thing you'll notice when we're doing some of those things, as it takes your mind's attention, you'll all of a sudden be like, ooh, I feel that, or this or that, and you'll actually stop breathing. That's gonna be something that's gonna be very common. And so I'm gonna have you focusing on that dramatically, which is keep the diaphragmatic breathing going, keep oxygen levels high. I'm gonna take your arm up again. Let's just see. Tell me when you feel the first sign of tension, tightness, or stretch.
There.
Nice.
Wow,
So
we made
already,
it further.
Yeah, already getting further. Already getting further. So I'm gonna do the same things. You keep working on that. But one of the most important things about getting in here and doing some of these joint mobs and getting that tissue and capsule loosened back up is that we've just got to get it in some of these, think of them more like compressed and distracted positions that you just haven't been in a while. It's so important that we get back to being able to push up off things, get in and out of the bathtub, do all the normal life stuff, get in and out of the vehicle. We've got to get all that back. But since you haven't had that normal loading, compression, and distraction, which the body, life is full of, it's just locked down. So we've got to give some of that traction, some of that distraction and compression, and then take it through range of motion, and it should keep loosening it up for us. All right, how's the breathing doing?
So.
Yeah, hanging in there? Okay, so keep working on going low. We'll just take this over one more time. Let me just see. Tell me when.
There.
Nice. So here's what I want to do. I want to go straight to an exercise from here. Go ahead and switch fingers for me. Keep that there. Thank you. And what I want you to do now is make a fist for me. Actually, can you hand me the dynamometer? Have you tested this in the last couple days?
Not since you were here. So we're going to start.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just see what your grip strength is at the beginning of this, and then after we rehab and stuff today, we'll see where we get to. I want you to just squeeze that as hard as you possibly can for 5 seconds. Don't forget to breathe, though. Breathing's important. Nice, take a break. Okay, 33 pounds.
Wow, that's way better than last time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now it's the left.
What was it last time on left, do you
On
remember?
the left, it was 28.
Nice.
And
Yep,
on the right, it was 26.
nice. Let's do the same
Is it
thing.
ready?
Yep, it's beautiful. Ready, kill it. Attaboy, take a break. Good intensity. You brought it. 29.
29.
Not much to burn right now.
Yeah. Hey,
Left
that was
is still
good.
stronger than the right.
Yes, left's still stronger than the right.
33 and 29.
What was it the very first day you tested it? When I had you?
11.
It was 11 pounds.
11 on the right and 16 on the left, I think.
Yeah, nice. So now we'll flip back over here for me. But you brought good exertion there. Oxygen stayed high the whole time, so that's awesome. Now you're gonna make that fist. I want you to feel like you're making about half the fist you were making to do the grip strength, if that makes sense. You should be able to maintain normal breathing. But now start to just push me overhead till this gets to that point where it started to feel tight when I was taking you there. Does that make sense? Nice. Now bring it back down, just like that. And so I want you to focus on your breathing, okay? So how we're gonna do this, I want you to breathe in, you're gonna breathe out and push. Does that make sense? And I'm just gonna follow your lead. I'm just gonna give you resistance, but I need your rotator cuff and your shoulder to be able to feel that resistance, because without resistance, we can't bring back strength. Okay. So I want you to do a good diaphragmatic breath, breathe out and push me. Push me, push me. Attaboy, come on back down. Ready? Do 2 normal breaths, and then you're gonna do it again. Does that make sense? Breathe normal twice. Okay, push me. Push me, push me, push me. Nice, come on back. Now, 2 normal breaths. See, we're only gonna do 60 to 70 of these in a row, so it really won't be bad. All right, here we go, ready? Go. I thought I was joking too. All right, here we go. Get there, get there, get there. Nice. And come on back down. Good. Now you get 3 normal breaths. Just this once. I won't be that nice later. But this one time, we'll give you 3 breaths.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ready? 1 more. Good. Yeah. And then this one you're going. Make sense? Nice. Push me. Push me. Be mean. Nice. And now resist on the way down. Awesome. Relax there. Let me just see where we're getting to. About there. That's where you feel it the most. I'm going to try to bring you up this way just a little bit. We're going to do the same thing. So again, you're going to get that harder to breathe feeling with that. We're going to do 5 pulses and then I'll stop. How's that going?
It's not bad.
Good. A little easier than last time?
Yeah. Nice to feel it.
Yeah. Good. Relax. I'm going to bring this up. I'm gonna get right before you feel that, and then add the mobility. Keep the breathing going, you're doing awesome. I want it uncomfortable, but again, not like you're gonna slap me. Come on back down. Good, last one. Okay, great. We're gonna now do the other arm. Same exact thing, so switch that on over. Actually, do you have a broom or a mop? Like just a handle, a broom handle? That would be amazing. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing here. I want you to bring this arm over. How you doing there? Good. And then come on down. And then now I'm gonna start off same thing where I'm gonna loosen this up, but I want you to be able to breathe. And you really focus on that diaphragmatic breathing for me. How long have you been able to sit up the last few days? Straight.
I mean, I can sit up for quite a while.
Really?
I have to take weight off my butt because of the
Bed sore?
bed sore.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, probably an hour, hour and a half at a time before I have to, like, go to a side.
Nice.
But mainly because of the butt sore, not because of
Right.
your
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting doesn't
exhaustion
exhaust
anymore.
me.
That's awesome.
He was
'Cause-
saying he's working a puzzle and
Oh, nice. Because how many weeks ago was that when he just got sitting up for the first time? A couple
not
weeks
that
ago?
long ago.
Yeah.
On 1 month ago, yesterday was his really kind of first time to stand, and it took 2 people to assist. He stood 3 times and had to sit back down.
Yeah, I had no strength to get up.
Yeah.
I think the turning point when I started to get a little strength back was when I got off the peg. Well, not completely, but when I started eating solid foods.
For
Real
sure.
foods, yeah.
For sure.
That made all the difference.
Yeah, without the nutrients, it's so hard to build and recover and have our nerves firing fully, muscles recruiting.
I mean, thank God for tube feeds, but it's just not the same as
Exactly.
real food. And he was on TPN for a while, IV nutrition. But that was back in September, October.
What's been the best thing you've had to eat in the last couple of days?
Last couple of days. Well, we had filet a couple days ago.
We did.
Nice.
And you also
Nice.
said I make the best omelet you've ever had in your
She
life.
does make the best omelet.
Nice, nice. Push me overhead now. Same thing. Breathe in, out and push. And come on down. Have you ever had Kroger's Eggland's Best omelets? They have a 3-cheese omelet. They're like 210 calories. You microwave them.
Nothing.
They're to die for. Out of the freezer section, oh, don't give me that face. They are
Sounds horrible.
delicious. They are not horrible. They will change your life if you're in a hurry.
Oh yeah, if you're
Oh
in a
my
hurry,
gosh.
yeah, makes total sense.
Oh,
Mixes meat and cheese.
push again. Push.
Avocado and salsa.
Oh, really? Is that even an omelet still? With all that? All right, breathe in, breathe out. I'll have to Google definition of an omelet. Push. That's fancy. Push me. Nice.
That's really good.
And relax.
Rachel.
That's awesome, brother. Oh, yeah. Let's go, Steve. That's got to feel wild getting that shoulder moving that much more. Because you can't go anywhere, man. That's awesome. Let's go. Knuckles, push. Get me. This makes that rotator cuff on. You get that resistance to get to press overhead. Nice. Come on, back down. Get another. Push, 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 push. Nice. Come back down. Take a break from shoulders for a sec. What we'll do is we'll sit you up in just 1 second and we'll get started on other things. I do want to test hip range of motion real quick though, because we need to make sure that that's maximized. As I come up here, tell me where you feel stuff. If you get bed sore stuff, you got to let me know. But if you feel a pinch in the front pocket here, I need to know too, okay? So as I come up, what do you get here?
I'm feeling like right here.
Okay,
Pinch or stretch?
hard to know.
It's just like a
So hang with me. Let me work on this. I need you to work on the breathing. I'm just going to loosen up this hip a little bit, and you tell me if that still happens after a few of these. What's that feeling? Is that tight where my hand is?
No, it's like
Oh, okay, so tell me as soon as you get that.
there.
Okay, and again.
There.
Yep. So now, fully relax it. Let it fall into me. I promise I got you. Nice. And now, same thing. Tell me when you get it.
There.
Yep. I'm going to do one more.
There.
Okay, so now what I want you to do, I want you to hold your knee right there. Don't let it move. How you doing?
You're not breathing.
Okay, good. So now I need you to practice your breathing, and I'm going to move you. I don't want you to move. Does that make sense? You're just going to fight me. So I want to do perturbations of the hip at the edge of range of motion so that your brain gets a lot of input about how the hip's doing, how the hip muscles are, but I need you to breathe. Otherwise, you're going to feel like oxygen's going to tank. But right now, you're at 97. You're staying really high, so you're doing good. Just don't let me move you. Whenever you're ready, you just don't let me move you, okay?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm kind of doing what I want, but whenever you're ready, you fight me, Steve. You fight whenever you're ready. There you go, attaboy. I know, that was good. That was a good trash call. I did good. I was happy with that. All right, bring this up. Nice, now hold here. Hold, 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 hold. Same thing, don't let me move it. Don't let me move it. Don't let me move it. Don't let me do it. All right, take a break. Good. Now I'm gonna bring this up. Tell me what you're feeling when.
Stretch right there.
Yep, good. Okay, let's get the other side. Day one of just getting that hip moving. Same thing. Tell me what you get here. This one's tight really fast. Can you feel that stop there?
No. There.
Yeah, okay. So a millimeter further is when you feel it. But right here is where you get that first barrier of where it does not want to go anywhere. And so that hits the end of the range. So I'm going to do the same things here. I'm going to bring you up. Just say now when it gets too tight, okay? Nice. Come back again.
No.
Good. What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know if we decided. Oh yeah. Mahi mahi.
Mahi tonight?
Mango mahi
Canadian
mahi with
mahi.
coconut rice.
From where?
My kitchen. That's our next show, Cooking with Ashley. I gotta put weight back on him, Jason.
No.
He lost
Let's
65
go.
pounds. He went from 215 to 150. But
Yeah.
when we weighed him 2 days ago, he weighed 152 and a half.
Nice. Let's go. The more you eat right now, because your body, basically what we're going to be doing plan-wise, we're going to be working on all the different regions of the body. We've got to get all the ranges back. We've got to get all the strength back. So the key is going to be your body's going to be constantly repairing, constantly healing, constantly getting stronger. So it's going to be very hard for you to eat too much. Does that make sense? Like it's going to be very challenging for you to do that. So hit your protein numbers, get the calories in every day. Crucial. So now what we're going to do is I want to have you doing more shoulder range of motion in the seated position, okay? So what I want you to do, we're going to go ahead and just transition to having a seat this way, facing that way. And what I'm going to have you do is I want you to start off by taking your left thumb, you'll put it on top of here, your right hand's here, and I just want you to slowly take it through range. So you're just going to come up in a Y, but I want you to feel that tight, just like when we were pushing overhead and where I was taking you to that last bit of range of motion you can get to. I want you to take that through range. Nice. So here, take it up till you get that tightness where it's uncomfortable. Nice. And then come back down. Breathe in on the down, out on the up. Nice. Out and up. Nice. Attaboy. Breathe in, out and up. Nice. Take it where you can. Come on back. And again. And I want you to nudge that point where you feel like you have to make a face. Don't hammer through it. Does that make sense? You're just going to nudge that point where it gets tight and go away. Nice. Come on back. Hit it again. Nice. Now I want you to keep that arm a little tighter to your side And what you're gonna do is almost the same thing, but you keep your elbow tight and just open it up. Now this one's gonna get tight pretty fast, but I want you to take it where you can, okay? Same thing. Elbow tight, push that out. Nice, come on back. And again. Nice, let's get a couple more. Nice, one more. Awesome. And now let's do the same thing with the other arm. Nice, come down slow. Nice, a few more. Yep, two more. Last one, and then we'll switch to the one down by your side. Nice, same thing.
I feel my elbow bending out.
You mean when you're doing the range, it feels necessary for the elbow to bend? Yep, and that's normal for now. So it's basically, think of it like this, your body wants to do everything it can to do the range of motion, but it runs out, and that's what happens. Is that the bicep tendon side?
It is.
So you're gonna just slowly take this outward now, just like you were doing before. So one of the most fun things we've ever done was rehab Steve for a distal bicep rupture. That was a blast. Ashley, do you remember this day when he called?
Absolutely, I do. I was showing property. I think I really hurt myself. Like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I can't really move my arm, and there's this lump at my shoulder.
No, I can move my arm.
Yeah, so it was.
All right, y'all are gonna mess up the story.
No. I got the story. Here's the important part. Here's the part that mattered. You keep moving the shoulder.
And breathing.
Yeah, and you do the breathing. No, this was a wild day. I was treating a patient, and staff runs in and says, hey, Jason, Steve's on the phone. You got to talk to him. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, he called. He thinks he's really hurt. I'm like, he's fine. And then I take the phone, and Steve goes, yeah, I think I tore my bicep. And I go, you didn't tear your bicep. I'm like, what happened? And then he starts the story, and as soon as he gets 2 words in, I'm like, this is Steve Luther. He definitely tore his bicep. Okay, what did he do? And this was so ludicrous. I just can't believe this was a real story. Whose house was this that you were at? And what was the vehicle you were raising?
It was a tractor.
A tractor.
Out of a ditch because she got it stuck there mowing.
So someone gets a tractor stuck
She was
while they were mowing.
an older woman
Older woman
on her own.
on her own.
I was just trying to be helpful.
But we
Just
had
being
a
very
dinner
helpful.
that
The
night,
issue
and he was wearing
was I
Prada
was wearing
shoes.
like Prada shoes.
This
And I was dressed up.
this was it. This was so
I
ludicrous.
couldn't like grab and put my legs into it. I had to lift it with my arms. I had
No.
no idea you could rip your
Bicep tendon
bicep off the muscle.
off the bone. Yeah. So it turns out if you try to take a tractor and reach it really far away from your body to save your Prada shoes, you can rip your bicep off the bone.
We could have bought new Prada shoes for less than the cost of
Oh my
that
gosh.
surgery.
I'll never forget.
Like 5 pair.
Yeah. I had Sarah, our head CTA, run in right away. I'm like, oh, you need to see this. Here is a torn bicep. Do you see how you're supposed to feel this tendon here? Yeah, there's not one. There's not one because it's like way up there.
It's gross.
Yeah. So we got you in with Jaron right away and Dr. Sullivan at Vandy. Got it repaired, and then we rehabbed away. But this rehab's going to be a little bit more involved than that one.
I kind of figured.
We're going to have to work a little bit more, like a little bit. Hey, what's up? He needs to come hang out on camera.
Tyler,
good.
come here.
All right, go get it. Nice, last one. And then we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna get to sit to stands, okay? So this one's going to be crucial until we get together next time. I want you working on this pretty frequently. Think of this one as one you can do. It's not muscularly intense, but it's range of motion intense. So the capsule's going to be stretching, the joint's going to be mobilizing. So I want you just taking that through range as often as you can. Just think of it as every couple of hours. Just try to do a good 10 to 15 on each side. Okay. Does that make sense? Go ahead and pull socks up because we're going to do sit to stands now. Because we have to get as much leg strength out of this as we can. So how many of these do you think you can do without the walker right now? If you did 3, would you predict that your oxygen would drop below 90?
Like just squatting?
No,
Yeah.
standing.
Just sit to stand, a full sit to stand.
Getting up.
Just getting up and getting back down.
I don't know.
I don't think it would.
Yeah.
I think it will.
You don't think it would be bad? So let's do this though. Let's have you go ahead and stand on up to the walker. Good job. I want hands on the walker, stabilize on them, and let's do 5 squats instead of just the 3.
With good breaths.
Well, that's going to take me to the 8s.
Okay, let's see what you got. So breathe in on the down, out and push. So we got to where you could do 3 and oxygen didn't drop below 92, right? Nice. 2 more. Ashley, how many times a day are y'all doing these?
Twice.
Nice. Perfect. Now take a seat. Now, what I want you to do is really dial in your breathing. So I want you to go hand inside here and just make sure you feel a little bit of pressure there, but just be thinking about in through the nose, out through the mouth. So you nailed those. Those were a piece of cake. Oxygen's still staying good. You're 89 right now, and you're already done with 5. So we added 2 more reps. It's a significant improvement.
I'm getting winded.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
It's just dropping now.
Yep. So we're at 86 now.
But focus on what you can control, which is your breathing.
Exactly.
You're already
87,
going back
it's coming
the other
back up.
direction.
That's perfect. So now, the first time we did 3, you were quite a bit lower than that actually.
Yeah, he dropped quick.
Yep, and it was very, very quick. But this was 5 under better control after a sit to stand on your own without any assistance, and you still barely hit 88 with that. And you're already up over 92. So that's great.
And last time we did it, Jason, we were at 5 liters, and he's at 4.
Nice. So first set went really well. That was a piece of cake. So now let's get another set. Let's do the same thing. I want 5, and I want to see how quickly we can get our oxygen to recover. So remember, breathe in on the down, out on the up. Nice. 1. Keep them coming. 2. Again. 3. Good job. 2 more. And last one. Nice. Have a seat.
Great.
Okay, so we just did 5 squats, which is up from the 3 that you've been doing at a time, okay? And we know now it's gonna wanna drop, and your job is to focus on your breathing to keep that oxygen level up the best you possibly can. But remember, it's gonna go low, but we're gonna have it come right back up. Ashley, how does it get when he goes to the restroom? How low, when he's walking from here to the bathroom, that's?
When we did just before shooting, it got to 85.
Yeah.
But as soon as I remind him of his breathing, it bounces back within
back up.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's good. So we're gonna have,
Just being
No, it's true. I mean, it's not fully back. It starts to bounce back
Decline
within
back
10
up.
seconds.
yeah,
it does go lower sometimes as the day proceeds.
Yeah, the more exhausted he is, late at night, but first thing in the morning when he's fresh, it barely drops.
for sure.
This morning when he walked to the bathroom from the bed, it was 90.
Nice. When was the first time that he stood up without the walker off the couch?
A couple days ago,
That's awesome.
yeah. So he's been home.
It looked really
6
good today.
days,
6 days.
and he's gotten definitely stronger since we came home.
Yeah.
He's almost running to the bathroom sometimes in the middle of the night when he wakes up and has to go. He's like moving.
Yeah, that's awesome. This went really well. So we're still waiting on that to come all the way back up. But let's go ahead and talk about things that you'll be doing until we get together next time. So one day we're going to do multiple sets of this, but now instead of doing 3, you're going to do 5 because you're handling 5 like a champ. We could probably go a little bit higher, but I feel more confident, still get that back up to where it gets back to 98. Then you hit 5 more, and we're going to do that for 5 sets now. So 5 sets of 5 instead of 5 sets of 3. I think that's going to be really important, and that's going to be on one day, and then the next day we're going to really focus more on our walking. And so what I want you to do is that feeling that you get when you get to the restroom and it's about at 80, is that what you were saying? Thereabouts?
Between 80 and 90, depending on how tired he is.
When you feel like that's getting to that point, or maybe just a little further, let's start basically doing walking reps. So I want you to stand up, I want you to walk as far as you can, and come back as far as you feel like you can comfortably, and then you need rest. Does that make sense? Our goal is to get you to where you start in that chair right there, you make it the full length of the oxygen, and you make it all the way back. And obviously, to be able to do that unsupported, right? That's our real goal of the next week or so. But for right now, I want you to use with support, going down as far as you feel like you're confident, and come back a little bit, and then pause with a chair there. Recover, finish the walk back. Does that make sense? And then that'll be the charted progress. How far can you actually go, and how's the improvement going? And just keep dominating the great diaphragmatic breathing each rep. Because, I mean, this is fantastic. You're already back up to 96. You'll be at 97 in probably 2 more breaths, and then you'll be ready to hit us with 5 more. This is a great time.
Good job,
actually.
Dave.
This is a great time. Is this like the most fun you've had all day?
Oh, of course.
Well, it actually is because you've not done anything.
That's awesome.
There's that.
It's always a good time to Dr.
Anybody
Dave.
that's watching this, I do want them to know that sometimes just going to the bathroom, it'll drop like down. I think I saw it at 69.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't
But that's
feel
not
like-
the regular.
don't feel like you're done with if it's below 80.
Yeah.
That's right. And it took a long time for you to get here.
But don't push yourself to 69.
Yeah. Don't start trying to do push-ups there. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Let's get 5 more. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
You got this.
6 if you want to. There we go. Breathe in on the down. 1. Keep it coming. 2. And we got to remember, the oxygen's definitely going to keep dropping down because we need that healthy lung tissue to be able to, what we call, compensate or super compensate. That tissue's got to get used to doing the job again, to making sure we're getting the oxygenated blood. And we need the heart to keep getting stronger, to keep pumping that blood continuously. And so we haven't heard back of the date that you'll start pulmonary rehab, but that's going to obviously be an important part of this as well. And then we'll be able to do other pieces of cardio as you go.
Well, and I think another important component to consider is that Steve is highly anemic right now from his critical illness and from the bed sore.
Yeah.
At last check, his hemoglobin was like 8.1.
How many transfusions did I have?
He's had 10 blood transfusions.
Yeah.
With the last one having a trolley, a transfusion-related acute lung injury. So.
Yep. How many weeks ago was blood work? Was that 4 weeks ago?
4.
Yeah.
So we're due for another set of it.
This
but
week.
We've been working hard to get his levels back up.
For sure. Well, that was an easy set.
But he's not had a blood transfusion.
I know, it was awesome. It was awesome. And it's literally the same as if you did 5 for the most part. Drop to the same. You're almost back up to 90.
He's not had a blood transfusion since the 27th of November.
Nice.
So that's the longest we've ever gone without a blood transfusion.
It's awesome.
Since this all started, of course.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've got our sets of stands. You've got the walking. Shoulder reps are going to be the last thing that we're going to do. We're just going to add the more resistance bands to that. Grab either one of those, Ash. Doesn't matter which one. Yep, nice. So what I want you to start with is I want you to start with just bringing it across your body. So you're going to hold here, and I just want you to bring that arm straight and just pull across the body. Yep, and just come on across. Good job. So you notice this one's a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we started them on a very, very simple band, but just starting to get some of the major muscle groups back contracting. And also, after we've worked on the shoulder, we want to start taking advantage of some more of that range that we got back. Go again. Keep coming. Let's get one more. Nice. Take a break there.
So would it be beneficial for him to do the squats first and then the resistance exercises? Because what we find is that by the time he's done with the resistance exercises, he doesn't feel like doing the squats.
Yeah, I think we like to think of it as what's going to be the most exertion, the most body parts we want to hit first.
Got it.
So whatever's going to be that max output, so like sit to stands or squats right now are going to be that because they're full body exercise. And as the reps get tired, we got to remember he's getting that good tricep and shoulder activation because you're holding on. So that piece, the full body stuff, we definitely want those first. And then you think of it as going from bigger to smaller, right? Then once we get to more isolated groups, it gets a little bit different. But for example, like that's still a ton of chest. You know, the pec is a major tissue. And there's no such thing as a muscle working in isolation. So your whole rotator cuff's working, the pec's working. You're getting entire movement there. It's a big time movement of the upper body. And again, you got to remember, you haven't been in those ranges in a really long stinking time. So it won't take many. And what you'll also notice is as you get more tired, your breathing's going to go off again, right? And so right now we want to stay at that threshold where you can keep the diaphragmatic breathing. That's how you can tell if you're getting what we want out of the exercise. So if you can keep breathing through the rep, let's keep going. If you can't do the breathing, if you're holding your breath and straining and shaking and everybody sees that, then that's when we're pushing a little too much.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yep, so we'll do that. Let's switch that to the other side, do the same thing. Get one set here for me, please, sir. Pull. And come on across. Nice. You got it. Good. Perfect. Give me 3 more. Nice. 2 more. Out and pull. Nice. Take a break. How'd that go?
I mean, I feel it kind of on the back
Yep.
side of my shoulder.
Yeah. And what you'll notice on the backside, that's where you're getting more of that appreciation of just the tightness or the capsule being tight itself. That's what you're running into. So that's good though. It's perfect, man. So we got pec working both sides. The sit stands are going to be obviously our big focus. We're going to have one day where we're focused on you doing this as your primary exercise, followed by the other stuff. And then the next day is going to be walking oriented, seeing how much walking we can practice getting to the restroom and back, and repeat that over and over again. So the key things for now, I want you to keep those up. I want the shoulder range of motion going consistently. You've got wound care tomorrow, right? And then what do you have beginning of the week? Anything? Nothing. So
Hopefully pulmonary rehab. I mean, we're waiting to hear, and a pulmonologist appointment.
exactly. So we'll wait on those, but otherwise it looks like you're going to have me right after wound care. So we'll do wound care, and then we're back at it again, and we'll have some more fun.
Okay.